Let's talk about the single greatest failure a man makes after a breakup. It has nothing to do with the woman leaving him. It's the fact that he lacks the discipline to command his own silence when it matters most. Let me be brutally honest with you, because our culture sells a comfortable lie. The no-contact rule is not some cheap psychological trick to make her miss you. It is the ultimate test of your self-mastery. And here's the sobering reality: the vast majority of men, I'd say over 90%, fail this test miserably. They break their silence too early. They chase, they plead, they send that novel-length text at 2 in the morning. And in doing so, they incinerate any shred of respect she may have had left for them. But here's the fundamental truth that changes the entire game. If you believe no contact is about her, you have already lost. This was never about her. It is, and always has been, about you. It's a crucible designed to answer one question: can you build your own happiness without her validation? Can you walk away from a closed door with your dignity intact? Can you look in the mirror and know, with absolute certainty, that you did not crumble at the first wave of emotional discomfort? The Stoics taught that a man's power resides in his inner citadel, his ability to remain unmoved by the chaos of external events and internal emotions. No contact is the modern battlefield where this ancient lesson is forged into real-world strength. So let me say something that might offend the man you are today, but will build the man you can be tomorrow. If you break no contact out of impulse, you are proving one thing: you are not the master of your own emotional state. She is. So, when is it justified to break that silence? There is only one condition: when it is an act of principle, not an act of desperation. Anything else is just weakness disguised as hope. In this guide, we are going to walk through the 10 critical, Stoic, inspired principles that will serve as your code of conduct. You will know exactly when breaking no contact is a move of strength, and when it is nothing more than self-sabotage. Let's begin. All right, let's forge the principles. This isn't just a list, this is a code. This is the operating system for maintaining your dignity and building your strength when the world tests you. Pay close attention, because we're going beyond the surface-level advice. Principle number 1: no contact is about you, not her. This is the bedrock. If you get this wrong, everything else will crumble. The average man makes a fatal mistake from the very first second. He treats no contact as a strategy of manipulation. He thinks, if I ignore her for 30 days, she'll start to miss me. She'll panic. She'll realize what she lost and come running back. He views his silence not as a shield for his own peace, but as a weapon to be used against her emotions. This is the mindset of a weak man playing a game he has already lost. You will drive yourself insane trying to guess what she's thinking. You'll become a digital detective, analyzing her social media posts for hidden meanings, checking to see if she viewed your story, wondering if her new profile picture is a message to you. Every second you spend in this state, you are a prisoner. Your emotional state is tethered to her actions. You have given her all the power. The Stoic approach requires a profound, fundamental shift in perspective. You must understand that no contact is an internal declaration of independence. It is you, looking in the mirror and saying, my emotional stability will no longer be an export. It will be generated from within. Your silence is not for her, it is for you. It is the sacred space you create to heal, to rebuild, and to remember who you were before you made her the center of your universe. Think of it this way: the weak man is constantly orbiting her, his happiness dictated by her gravitational pull. The strong man, the Stoic man, decides to become his own sun. He begins to cultivate his own light, his own heat, his own gravity. He focuses on his purpose, his fitness, his finances, his mission. He understands that he cannot control whether she decides to come back into his orbit. But he can, and will, control the strength and brightness of his own star. If she comes back, she will be drawn to this newfound strength, not to a manipulative tactic. And if she doesn't, it won't matter, because you will have built a world so complete, so fulfilling, that her absence is no longer a black hole at the center of it. You don't win this game by getting her back. You win by realizing you were never playing her game to begin with. You were playing the game of self-mastery. So, if you are ready to make this shift right now, to stop orbiting her and start building your own world, I want you to go to the comments and type MYTURN. It's not for me. It's a declaration to yourself that this next chapter is about your growth, not her validation. Principle number 2: silence is power, not weakness. Our society has taught men that expressing every emotion is a sign of strength. This is a lie. Uncontrolled emotion is not strength, it is a liability. After a breakup, the weak man is an open book. He feels the overwhelming urge to explain, to justify, to plead his case. He writes that long, multi-paragraph text, pouring out his heart, detailing all the ways he was good to her, and all the reasons she's making a mistake. He believes that if he can just find the right combination of words, he can logically convince her to feel something she no longer feels. This never works. In fact, it does the exact opposite. Every word you send her in that state is a surrender of power. You are communicating, "My emotional state is so fragile without you that I cannot even control my own thumbs. Your decision has shattered me, and I need you to fix it." It screams desperation, and there is nothing less attractive to a woman than desperation. The Stoic man understands that true power lies in restraint. Silence, in this context, is not the absence of words. It is the presence of discipline. It is the ultimate poker face. It communicates a suite of powerful, attractive qualities without a single syllable. It says, "I respect your decision, even if I don't agree with it." It says, "My self-worth is not up for debate." It says, "I will not audition for a place in my own life." And most importantly, it says, "I have the discipline to withstand this emotional pain without crumbling." Your silence creates a void. She is used to having constant, free access to your attention. When you remove that, you force her to sit alone with the consequences of her choice. There is no one to argue with, no one to blame, no one to reassure her that she can have you back whenever she wants. There is only her, and the silence where you used to be. It is in that silence that she will either feel relief, proving the breakup was right, or she will feel the true weight of your absence, which is the only thing that can genuinely make her miss you. Words beg. Silence commands. It is the loudest statement you can make. If you truly understand that your silence is your strength, that it speaks volumes more than any desperate text ever could, drop the word POBR in the comments. Let's build a community of men who value discipline over desperation. Principle number 3. If she left, let her stay gone. This is the principle that requires the most brutal honesty with yourself. Men are masters of self-deception after a breakup. We create a fantasy narrative where our relationship was the exception, where the love was so special that the normal rules don't apply. We tell ourselves, she just needs space, or she's just confused right now. We cling to the ghost of the woman she was in the beginning, refusing to accept the reality of the woman who chose to walk away. Here is the Stoic truth, hard and unyielding as granite. The moment she walked away, she made a definitive statement about your value to her. You were not her priority. Continuing the relationship was not worth the effort. A man of true self-worth understands this. He does not stand begging at a door that someone has deliberately closed on him. To do so is the ultimate act of self-betrayal. It validates her decision. Your chasing proves to her that she holds all the power, and that her choice to leave was correct, because you clearly don't value yourself enough to let her go. Acceptance is your liberation. Let me say that again. Acceptance is not weakness, it is not surrender. It is your freedom. The moment you accept the reality that she is gone, you are no longer a prisoner of hope. You are free to begin the real work of healing and rebuilding. The weak man keeps the door to his heart cracked open, living in a constant, cold draft of what-ifs and maybes. He puts his own life on hold, waiting for her to maybe, one day, change her mind. The strong man closes the door, he locks it, not out of spite or anger, but out of a profound respect for his own home, his own soul. He understands that his inner peace is too valuable to be left at the mercy of someone who chose to leave. This principle is the clearest message you can ever send, both to her and to yourself. I was a complete man before I met you, and I will be a complete man long after you are gone. If she is to ever return, she must be the one to knock. She must be the one to prove she is worthy of being let back in. But you are not to wait by that door. You are to turn around and continue building your empire. This is one of the hardest principles to accept. If you know another man who is stuck in this loop, waiting by a closed door, do him a service and share this video. A moment of harsh clarity can be the key that finally sets a brother free. Principle number 4. Don't break silence for maybe. After a period of disciplined silence, the greatest test will come. It won't be a direct, heartfelt apology from her. It will be a crumb. A small, insignificant, low-effort signal designed to test the waters and see if you are still on the hook. It's the 1 a.m. "Hey" text. It's the sudden like on a photo you posted 3 years ago. It's the vague, meaningless message like, "Just thinking about you." These are not genuine attempts at reconciliation. They are bait. They are tiny morsels of attention, emotional breadcrumbs, tossed out to see if you are still starving. And the man who has not mastered himself will lunge at these crumbs like a desperate animal. He will see that "hey" text and his mind will explode with hope. "This is it! She misses me! It's working!" he will immediately reply, trying to be cool, but his eagerness will bleed through every word. In that moment, he reveals his hand. He shows her that his entire period of silence wasn't about self-respect at all. It was a waiting game, and her tiny, zero-effort breadcrumb was all it took to win. His value, which had been slowly building in his absence, plummets back to zero. A Stoic man understands the currency of attention. His attention is valuable. It is not for sale at a discount. These maybes and vague texts are an attempt to purchase your high-value attention for the lowest possible price. A woman knows that a simple, "maybe we should talk sometime," can keep a man emotionally invested for months without her having to commit to anything. Your new standard must be absolute clarity. You do not respond to maybe. You do not respond to a. You do not respond to a nostalgic song she posted on her story. You only respond to clear, direct, and high-effort communication that explicitly states a desire to talk about reconnecting. For example, I made a mistake by leaving. I've been thinking a lot about it, and I'd like to talk to you about what happened. Are you free to talk this week? That is a real investment. A. Text is a slot machine pull. Don't waste your time on gamblers. If you are committing today to stop accepting emotional breadcrumbs, to demand the whole meal or nothing at all, type "Neno CRMBS" in the comments. It is a declaration of your new standard for yourself. Principle number 5. Act from principle, never from impulse. Your emotions after a breakup are a treacherous landscape. They are a chaotic storm of loneliness, jealousy, nostalgia, fear, and grief. To navigate this storm, you need an anchor. The weak man has no anchor. He is tossed about by the waves of his feelings. One moment, loneliness crashes over him, and he sends the "I miss you" text. The next, he sees a picture of her with friends, and the wave of jealousy makes him post a passive, aggressive story. Then, a wave of fear that he'll be alone forever hits, and he calls her, begging for another chance. He is a slave to the weather of his own heart. A man who cannot control his own impulses cannot be trusted by a woman, and more importantly, he cannot be trusted by himself. The Stoic man's anchor is his principles. Principles are the bedrock foundation beneath the stormy seas. They do not change with the weather. They are the non-negotiable laws you set for your own conduct. Your principles are what separate you from the chaos. What does a principle look like in this context? A principle says, I do not initiate contact with someone who chose to exit my life. A principle says, my personal dignity is more valuable than her validation. A principle says, I will not check her social media because my focus is on my own path. A principle says, I will respond to disrespect with silence, not anger. When the feeling of loneliness hits you at night, you do not consult your feelings. You consult your principles. Your principle says you do not initiate contact, so you put the phone down and read a book or go to the gym. You act in accordance with your code, not your temporary chemical state. This is the essence of discipline. It is the conscious choice to honor your higher values over your lower impulses. This is the fastest path to rebuilding, not just her respect, but your own. When you know, with certainty, that you can weather any emotional storm without breaking your own code, you become unshakable. You build an inner fortress. If you are ready to live by a code, to build your life on the bedrock of your own values, type the word "PRNCIPS" in the comments. Principle number 6. Her words mean nothing. Her actions are everything. Men are logical creatures, and we often make the mistake of thinking women are too. We are also, by nature, fixers. This combination makes us incredibly vulnerable to a woman's words, even when they are completely contradicted by her actions. She will leave you, but then text you a week later saying, I still care about you so much. The man clinging to hope hears, she still cares, and ignores the action of her leaving. She will say, I miss you, but will never make a concrete plan to see you. The man clinging to hope hears, she misses me, and ignores the action of her consistent unavailability. She will say, I promise I'll change, but her behavior remains exactly the same. The man clinging to hope hears the promise and ignores the unchanging reality of her actions. You must internalize this truth until it is part of your very being. Words are cheap. Words are air. They cost her nothing. Actions are the only currency that has any value. An action requires effort, sacrifice, and intention. A woman's true feelings are not found in the poetry of her texts. They are found in the prose of her daily behavior. If she truly misses you, her actions will show it. She will call you. She will make plans. She will drive to your house. If she truly wants to change, her actions will show it. You will see consistent, sustained behavioral shifts over time. If her actions do not align with her words, then her words are not just meaningless. They are a form of manipulation. They are designed to keep you emotionally invested, without her having to do any of the real work. Your new policy must be one of absolute accountability. You no longer listen to what she says. You only watch what she does, until her actions consistently and undeniably match the words you want to hear. You are to treat her words as nothing more than noise. Your response to words without action is, and always will be, silence. If you are committing to becoming a man who judges by actions, not by empty words, type the word "silence" in the comments below. It's time to start living in reality. Principle number 7: break no contact only when you don't care anymore. This is the great paradox of no contact, and it is the final boss of your emotional journey. The only time it is truly safe, wise, and powerful to break no contact is when you have reached a state of genuine indifference about the outcome. Let me be clear. This does not mean breaking it when you think you're over her. It does not mean breaking it when you're feeling good for a day or two. It means breaking it only when you have done so much work on yourself, when you have built your life into such a solid and fulfilling state that her response, or lack thereof, has zero impact on your emotional well-being. As long as there is a kernel of hope in your heart, you are not ready. As long as you are secretly crafting the perfect text to win her back, you are not ready. As long as you know that a cold reply or being left on read would ruin your day, you are not ready. Why? Because if you reach out from that needy state, you are gambling with your emotions. You are handing her a weapon and hoping she doesn't use it on you. But imagine a different scenario. Imagine 3, 6, 9 months have passed. You have leveled up in every area of your life. Your body is stronger, your finances are better, your social circle is wider, your mission is clearer. Your happiness is no longer a fragile thing dependent on her attention. It is a fortress you built yourself. From that position of strength, you can break contact without fear. You can send a simple, "Hey, was just thinking of you, hope you're well," and then put your phone down and go about your day. If she responds, fine. If she doesn't, fine. It doesn't matter, because your life is already complete. You are not reaching out to get something from her, a validation, a second chance. You are reaching out from a place of wholeness. This is the ultimate expression of Stoic detachment. Your peace is not contingent on external events. This is the only state from which you can truly negotiate from a position of power. Reaching this state of emotional zero is the final graduation. And if you want to learn more about how to build this kind of inner fortress, make sure you subscribe, because mastering this detachment is a core focus of our channel. You don't just get over the breakup, you transcend it. So let's end with the one unflinching truth that most men refuse to accept. A woman who has walked out the door once has proven she knows where the exit is. And if you allow her to walk back in without her earning her place back through consistent, respectful, and deliberate action, you are not being loving or forgiving. You are abandoning your own principles. You are teaching her that your boundaries are merely suggestions, and that your self respect is negotiable. A woman will never be able to fully give her heart to a man whose respect she cannot hold. Remember why you started this journey. The pain, the silence, the discipline. It was never truly about her. It was about forging you. If you walk through the fire of this breakup and emerge on the other side with yourself, respect not just intact, but strengthened and refined, then you did not lose. You won the only victory that truly matters, the mastery of yourself. That is a prize no one can ever take from you. Now, I want to hear from you, the men who make up this community. What has been your biggest battle with no contact? Was it the impulse to send that one last text? The temptation to check her social media? Or the challenge of fighting off loneliness? Share your experience in the comments below. Your story is a lesson for another brother who is one step behind you on this path. This is not just a channel, it's a tribe. Let's build this conversation together. If this guide provided you with a code to follow, show your support and help other men find their strength. Like this video so it can reach those who need it. And speaking of strength, our work is far from over. In the next video, we are diving into something even more fundamental. The brutal reason why being the nice guy is actually the fastest way to destroy a woman's attraction. It's a truth that will set you free. To continue on this path of building unshakable self-worth, make sure you subscribe to Stoic Manhood Guide and hit that notification bell. You do not want to miss what is coming next. Until then, remember your peace is your responsibility. Protect it.